morning, everyone. It is 8:30, Thursday, December 17th, and it's morning briefing time. Snapshot of the region this morning. We do have a couple of new categories on our snapshot this morning. No changes to the status of our unaccompanied children. The numbers are as of Monday. No changes to our declarations. And you notice we did add the bulletin that was issued by Homeland Security in affecting the National Terrorism Advisory System. That bulletin is in effect until June 16th. We also added a category for SEER events. The SEER 3 event for the papal visit to El Paso in February of 2016. So anything that pops up is a SEER 3 or above, 1, 2, or 3 event will be listed there. No changes to the status of our PBAs this morning, and no fire management grant requests this morning. So we'll switch over to the Geo platform today. Things are quiet out there right now. Randy will have a weather update for us in just a moment. Before we go there, no changes to the National Operations Center status. Both are at level 4, steady state, as is the region. No changes to the status of our state EOCs. Again, all at level 4, steady state. And no change to the status of our IMATs this morning. We got no shelters open within the region this morning, and no significant power outages to talk about. So now we turn it over to Randy to talk about the weather.
All right, Paul. Well, it's pretty quiet out there. You can see on your map there's a little bit of light snow in parts of southwest Kansas, moving in the northwest part of the region, Oklahoma Panhandle, maybe the far northern Texas Panhandle, and then into north central Oklahoma may see some throughout the day and then early this evening, and then that'll clear out. And really on our graphics that we put together for your the slides that we have for you, we didn't even highlight that too much because we just don't expect much in the way of impacts from that. So you see there on our threat matrix, there's not much at all to talk about. Just the river flooding that's ongoing in the east part of Texas. That hasn't really gotten too much worse. There's a few locations that we'll talk about here shortly, but otherwise, there's no significant weather expected for the next several days, really. Yeah, and it looks like on today's weather map, it looks like that you can see that little area of snow there that comes out of the central Rockies, and it may result in the dusting or less than an inch of accumulation into the very northwest part of our area. Some of that. Affecting much more than just some secondary roads, and it may approach some homes, but overall it doesn't look like that's going to be too big of an impact. Just some of the secondary roads that typically flood along the river, Sabine River, and Gladewater are seeing that flooding right now with a major flooding. Otherwise, it looks like the Trinity River and Liberty is another trouble spot. They're at major flood stage, and it may go up just a little bit more through the weekend, and then begin to gradually later on the weekend it should come down quite a bit. But until then, it looks like some of the flooding may approach homes or may actually get into a few of the homes there based on the impacts that we're aware of through the AHABS page and all that that's been surveyed in the past. It looks like there could be some homes that could see some flooding approach them in some of the subdivisions around Liberty. Really, that's it. It looks like drought-wise we're in good shape. Maybe the western part of New Mexico has a little bit of drought, but otherwise we're in pretty good shape. And space weather, no impacts.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. If you have a question, you know what to do. And Randy, I'm going to have to actually look that up. It's a special event evaluation rating that Homeland Security puts on different events. And I'll have to actually look up that acronym but that's pretty close. But it is security and evaluation of an event. And yes, you are correct. I did misspell that in the slide, and I will fix that tomorrow. So, taking a look at the events going on around the region the rest of this week. The holiday luncheon is today from 11 to 1. And a good question for you today. Which of the following 4 items are not affected by wind chill? Anybody want to take a shot at that? I see answers popping in. And C is correct. You see a lot of correct answers in there. Any questions this morning? All right, everyone. Have a great day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.